Ayo, who made this? Ammo 7 did it again.
Welcome to another episode of Big Ego. We've got another special guest called by the name of Novelist. How are you today, bro?
I'm blessed, man. Proper blessed still.
You come with a great energy. You got a good aura. I don't know. I'm an aura person. So when I meet people the first time, like you're smiling, you're laughing. Your life must feel good for you. I don't know. You got a good aura.
Man. I'm a blessed brother, fam.
No, I hear that.
Proper blessed
so
brother.
as we always start, we're trying to find out people from where they are, where they grew up, and so on. So what's your family background and where'd you grow up?
I'm from Lewisham.
Okay.
Yeah, I grew up in Lewisham Borough.
Anywhere particular in Lewisham?
Yeah, Ladywell and Brockley.
Okay.
So Ladywell is kind of a part of Brockley.
Okay.
But there's a part of Ladywell that's more Lewisham.
Okay, I see.
But that's why I just say I'm from Lewisham, innit? Because it's the whole borough.
Yeah.
Get me? My people, my dad's from Ghana.
Okay.
My mum's from Antigua.
Okay, so a bit of a mixture.
Yeah, but they're both born here though.
Okay. Do you have both cultures or not too much?
I was more raised by my Caribbean side of my family.
Yeah.
But I'm still in touch with my Ghanaian side.
Yeah. So that being said, did you grow up just with your mum?
Yeah, just with my mum still.
And how do you think that affected you? Did that play a part at all? Was it mostly like you see him every now and then, or was he active?
I didn't really see my dad. I actually haven't physically seen my dad since I was 3.
Wow.
Yeah, since a young age. I was a bit of an angry bunny as a youth man still, but me and my dad, we got a good relationship now still.
Is he still in the UK or is he?
No, he's in Ghana.
He's in
He's on the other side, yeah, man.
And did you have other siblings in the house all the time?
Yeah, I got an older brother, big prem. You get me? I have to big up my older brother. Yeah. Got a younger sister, a younger brother.
So kind of growing up in Lewisham at the time, we had quite a few Lewisham people. How was it for you being in that borough as a kid, and what was your ambitions?
You know what? I went to 3 primary schools still.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, so I've known a lot of man on the ends from a very grassroots level.
Yeah.
And I've always been a cool youth, you get me? Like, blessed brother. And you know it's like growing up in the ends, they try to stigmatize you as a youth.
Yeah.
Especially if you're like, you got character and you speak up for yourself and whatnot. So, certain times they'll be sending me out of school to like some other like kind of correctional kind of things, but really I just wasn't having it at an early age. But it was a lot of fun, you get what I'm saying? Like, I've always been a social brother.
Yeah. And how was your sort of behaviour wise?
I'm a man that I've always been like this since a kid, yeah? If there's a question I don't understand, I'm gonna put my hand up, I'm gonna speak, I wanna get involved, do you know what I mean? So I've always been academically inclined, but just obviously, I come from a mosh pit of cultures, innit? So, I experienced racism at a young age, not to man's too far, kind of get in trouble for them kind of things, but it wasn't so much like I was a troublemaker, if that makes sense. So I was a well-behaved youth, but just certain things that man can't really stand for, you get me?
No, I hear that. So what was the kind of dreams, ambition, aspirations? What did you want to be?
I say at the age of, do you know what? Being a young youth, I can't remember exactly what I wanted to be at the time, because there's a lot of stuff that I like doing. Like, I'm a man that likes skateboarding, roller skating, basketball, just like anything that was active, I enjoyed it. But what really captivated me at an early age was the grime thing.
Yeah.
Do you get me? I remember my uncle coming in the house. Big up my uncle. That was like the main male figure in my life, innit? My uncle coming in the house. He got like certain DVDs like Risky Roads and Underground Kings, and just the rap thing and producing was my main focus from a youth, man.
So with that, was there anyone in particular watching those DVDs like, right, yeah, my man's hard?
Roadside G's.
Yeah.
Definitely roadside G's. I'd say Rochi. Rochi from Road Deep. Yeah. He's like one of the first MCs that I was, you kind of emulate a man's energy when you're a youth, man. I like Rochi. I was listening, just the whole grime thing, D-double-E, Dizzy Rascal, Skepta. Like, this is before I even knew what they looked like. Man's listening to radio, and then when the DVDs come in, I'm proper like seeing how the man them dress. Yeah. I'm probably like 8 years old, 9 years old. My uncle, he's making beats in the house, so My house didn't have a computer, my nan's house had a computer.
Okay.
So go to my nan's house. Man, I was running around the house wild with my siblings. Uncle be like, yo, nephew, sit down. You know the ones there, watch this, I'll watch him making these beats and things. From there, the ball's been rolling.
And you know what, you always just touched on there, having a positive role model in your life at a young age. Your uncle sort of making you sit down and teaching you something we don't get a lot of people that still have that positive role model. How important do you think that is in today's society and with the young people you see now?
You know what it is? From a youth, man, I had bare codes instilled in me. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, I understood a lot of things because I had a voice around me that understood a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? So my uncle would teach me how to like kind of govern myself, how to deal with people, what to have, what not to have, and do you know what I'm saying? Just how to like conduct myself as a youth, man. And you know, with the musical influence at the time, I don't even necessarily know if he knew how much of an impact it would have had on me. Do you know what I mean? I'll be them times they used to have one of them old school Mazdas that look like a sports car. You know which car I'm talking about, innit? Just being there listening to radio, listening to him and his brother's music. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, man, big up my mum as well. I grew up in a musical family, like my whole family, they love music. Even if the members don't necessarily make it, music was a big thing in the house.
So would you looking at hip hop at all or any other singing? Like
yeah, mainly hip hop.
Okay.
Mainly hip hop. Like I was listening to like Infamous Mob, Big Twin, Gambino, Prodigy.
So more on the American side.
Yeah. The UK rap thing I'm more PDC and that. You know what I'm saying? But I was more listening to the UK rap more when I got a bit older. The grime kind of, because I was a gassed up young G. Do you know what I'm saying? But not in like a troubler man where I just had bare energy. So you get me. You definitely, if I was in the room, you'd feel my vibes kind of thing. You get me?
I mean, like I said, growing up in Lewisham, it's not too hard to kind of get swayed into that lifestyle of being involved in the roads. Did that happen for you? And if so, how did it happen?
I've always kind of borderlined everything.
On the periphery kind of thing?
Yeah. Well, you know what it is? There's certain things that man don't necessarily want to say. But I'll say this here. You can't avoid the fire growing up where I'm from. You know what I'm saying? First serious altercation that I had like in my life, like there's been fights and whatnot, but you have that when you're youths. But I was 13, first time I went through like a life and death situation. Get what I'm saying? I got shanked to my left lung in New Cross, and for me that kind of like introduced me into a world that I wasn't necessarily involved in at the time. But once something like that happens, it kind of switches you on. Do you know what I mean? So,
I mean, how did that come about? Because you're 13 years old, you're a school kid, New Cross is relatively Lewisham in your area. Was it like a rivalry thing? What actually happened in that circumstance?
From a youth, man, I've been representing, you know what I'm saying? Like, I've been representing, so it's like, man asked me where I'm from, I'm not gonna act like I'm not from where I'm from, kind of thing. So it was a kind of situation like that, but it wasn't something that I would say that I provoked. If that makes sense. Like, them times there, this is 010, innit? I'm 25 now, so this is like, hearing about like, in my generation, the stabbing thing, it wasn't really that like that for my age group. Man, weren't really privy to that lifestyle. We was all young and playing out them times there, you get what I'm saying? The gang thing's always been a serious thing in my ends, but that was older boy business. You get what I'm saying? Anyone who's from Lewisham knows that, or even if you're not from Lewisham, you know that the gang thing is very, very, very prevalent growing up in that area. So, man had to deal with that on a whole, but that particular situation where I got stabbed was just a thing where man was just being myself, you get me? Being myself, obviously, the brother who was involved in the altercation, he wasn't being himself, you get me?
So I mean, when that's happened, have you seen the knife? Or you did a fight and you felt it afterwards? Because sometimes people don't even see a weapon. If you think you're fighting and then you look up, you see blood, or did you actually? I
didn't realize I got stabbed at first, you know. Like it was kind of it was kind of gradual how it happened. So I'm reasoning with Donnie. Donnie was like asking some funny questions. So I kind of said like, yo, fam, like, what's going on? Man ain't here for all of this. Do you know, I'm trying to get to A to B. Do you know where I'm trying to go? Kind of thing. And brother was just acting up. I seen him back his blade, and I'm like, raw, like, what's going on? You know what I'm saying? Like, them times, their man's a youth, man. So I don't even know how to describe the feeling. Like, anyone who's gone through something like that at an early age, they'll know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Do you get me? It's like, just. I've never really been a scared youth, but I say I was alarmed more than I've ever been alarmed.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I didn't necessarily know exactly what to do. So it was a tussle, and my boys put up his hood, he bounced, and I just remember feeling tired.
Yeah.
Just get me thinking to myself, right, that was nuts. Do you know what I mean? Adrenaline and whatnot. Then I've gone like this, and have you ever been stabbed before?
No.
Alright, you see, like, anyone who's been stabbed in a vital place here, it's like the blood, when you first see it, it's watery.
Yeah.
It's not like thick blood. So I see my hand, I'm like, no, like the thought, like, nah, no way this happened.
Yeah.
You get me? So that happened, and I see my brother on the strip, like a minute after I got stabbed, literally, because this is it was a Sunday.
Yeah.
It's coming out of church, but normally, youth church will be in the church building.
Yeah.
But it was at one of the youth leaders'
Okay.
yards. So
see.
I was supposed to leave the building, go to the church. Ended up getting a bit lost, seeing a brother like, yo famo, do you know where X, Y, and Z is? And my guy's gone, yeah man, like man's guy in there kind of thing. This is an older boy for me. This ain't a brother that's my age. His brother's probably at least 5 years older than that. You get what I'm saying, them times there. And yeah, you know when a man's just trying it, but this is my first ever experience of a brother.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, what's this funny? Like, this energy's kind of foreign to me. You get me? All of my people around me's pattern, and no one's on that ambuki. Like, if man's got to do something, it's because it's out of necessity.
Yeah.
It's not a violation thing.
Yeah.
So it was a bit foreign to me still, but that kind of just opened me up to a world that I wasn't privy to before that happened.
Would you rush the ambulance? Did you think this is it, or did you think, oh, you know what? I'm actually calm. I'm gonna heal.
No, I was. What happened was I see my older brother and one of the older homies, a brother named Jonathan, and when I seen them, man, they was carrying me back to the church.
Okay.
Like, like on a one man's under my arm, the next man's. I can't even remember how it fully went because it was just a big blur still. But I remember when I'm back in the building, everyone's screaming like, making bare noise. But my auntie was there. My auntie was calm as kept. Get me, big up my aunt. And I remember saying to myself, like, just reasoning, because I've always been a man who believes in God, like, from a youth man. You get me? And even from I was young, my mum taught me a Bible scripture, Isaiah 54. I'm sure everyone's heard the scripture. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. You get what I'm saying? And it so happens that 5 minutes before that altercation, I was just saying that to myself. Okay. But not out of no reason. Certain times you're
saying something.
Yeah, you just recite certain things. So big up God on that one. Do you get me? But yeah, they brought me back to the church, and I remember just like this lovely woman called Connie and her husband. Like, her husband kind of sat down on the floor, like straight back, and he's perched me up. And the boy them have come. Someone's called Jakes or something, maybe civilian on the street or something. But the boy them have come. They're trying to question me as I'm bleeding out, and just in my head, I'm just reasoning with God, like giving thanks, kind of like on a thing, like, look, I'm not even ready to die still. I'm not ready to die, and I'm not gonna die. Like, I didn't think, oh, it's over. Although it could have been over, but my head wasn't in a place where it's like, as much as I can not make it be over, I'm gonna try and stay, because you get tired. Like, I got shanked to my left lung. So so man's tired, bro. I'm like, get me, tapping my face, just trying to keep my attention and thing. I've got these Jakes asking me what gang I'm in, and just, you get what I'm saying? So yeah, that was that, man, just trying to ignore them. And I just remember waking up in the hospital, my mum next to me, my people then, but I was angry for a long time, a very long time.
I'm gonna say, how much did that change you in terms of this young, bright kid, and now that's happened? How did it change your personality?
How did it change me? I'd say it didn't really change me still. It affected me to where, although man's happy and jovial and still bust joke and whatnot, I'm on more high alert than anyone who's around me. Do you get what I'm saying? And that's something for me to know. I'm not necessarily going to exert that energy.
Yeah.
Like it just gave me a don't have it mentality. Do you know what I mean? But I didn't take out my frustration on anyone who didn't deserve it. If that makes sense. Like I didn't run around bullying up the place. Yeah. My thing was just, if anyone gives me a reason to go over like across the line in a certain way, from then on it's at my discretion. But really, I'd say it just made me more alert and more sharp and more streetwise, more understanding. You know, like not a lot of people my age have been through anything of that nature at the time. So it weren't something I discussed like that. I was off school for a while back. A lot of man on the ends, they didn't even know it happened. Do you know what I'm saying? It wasn't like I said, man's a discreet brother, so it wasn't something that man was broadcasting. And whatever my thoughts were towards the situation, they were my thoughts. Do you get what I'm saying? And whatever my people then thought, that was between us. It wasn't going to be a thing where man make it some hysterical, whatever happens, but that's on us. Do you know what I'm saying? So that was my mentality. And you know what? After that is when I started spitting. Literally.
My next question would be like, when did you start actually writing lyrics? So it was at that point you thought, you know what, this is it? Yeah, like a couple months later, like I'm a Lewisham borough boy. So man's the whole borough. It's not I'm a Broccoli youth, but I'm not only that. Like I'm the whole ends. Like anywhere in the ends I'm good. I got people them from all over. So I was linking my brethren. I can't even remember how I met Broski. I was linking my brethren Herbs, Nathan. And this was a bright brother, man. Bright brother. He's a man that like go to his yard. He's got a computer that's got Windows on it and Mac. Them times we never seen. Got a Mac, the same computer?
Yeah, same computer, but you can go from Windows to Mac.
Okay.
Like he's got studio equipment. Like his dad's got a camera, like a Nikon camera. Like his yard was the yard to go to because he's just got all the gear. You get what I'm saying? So we used to go there, just hang out. Me and my brother Big Cams, my brother Kofi, my brother RJ. Rest in peace to RJ as well. You get me? But yeah, man. Herbs, he shot my first freestyle still. Can't just be barring.
Do you remember your first lyric at the time?
Yeah. Yeah, I remember it clearly.
Yeah? Can you give us a couple lines?
I par with the best. Younger, but I'm not far from the best. 13, but I'm still barring the best. Go hard, take out half your best. Never that, can't be par with skets. Give me the mic, I'll spray up the set, bun you in a set, clash me. You must be sick in the head. Yeah, bro, that was the first bars.
So that was at 13 years old, right?
13, yeah, so, bro.
I mean, that must have set the playground on fire. I mean, you could decide.
That was a proper barrers, broski. Like anyone from the hood knows. Nov's an old school MC. Like man was, like there weren't much man barring like that. Like, I was listening to P Money and Desperado and Roadside and just a lot of South MCs, innit? So.
I mean, touching on that, do you think South MCs used to get enough? I mean, I done this in my last interview as well. But do you think South MCs would get enough credit for grime? Because it felt like an East thing, and it felt like if you was from anywhere else doing grime, you weren't kind of taken seriously.
As a youth man at the time, I don't know. I don't know. I've heard what they have to say, but for me, those was the mans that man was listening to. So it's hard to say still. But I want to touch on my brethren Herbs again. Makar. Like, there's not a day since he passed that I ain't thought about him. You know what I'm saying? Not one day, fam. Like, this brother put me on, literally. If he didn't encourage me, like, yo, man, you're always just spitting bars. Like, do it to, I got a camera, do it to the camera. I'll start a YouTube channel. Get me? So I was linking in with one of my sisters, not my actual blood sister, but my sister Sample, girl called Samps. She was from another school, but she was a barrers. Same year as man, she was a barrers as well. So we link up and we was doing our thing. You know what I'm saying? I was bringing a lot of man from the ends together so we could do this mic man thing because it was fun, proper fun. You get me?
Was you always known as Novelist?
To most people, you know what I'm saying? I've got different nicknames. Like, different people know me as different stuff.
When did that name come about? And also doing that video with Herb, as you said, how did that sort of push the name out there? Oh
yeah, it really did. Alright, so this is how it come about. My uncle's Novelist. See the same uncle I'm talking to you about? That's just like his producer alias amongst him and his people. He's one of them brothers that was just making hard beats He wasn't like in the industry kind of thing, but just get me, he's my main inspiration. But he's a guy that I always wanted to be like.
Yeah.
So I got to the age where I was like, uncle, let me get that name.
Yeah.
You get me? So I just really, it was younger Novelist, but I was like, no, I'm Novelist, innit? You get me? And he's like, yeah, no, I'll run with that. And I remember when I first did my freestyle, I was like, what do you want to call it? I said, yeah, Novelist, innit? Do you get me? So on the ends, it's Nov. Everyone knows me as Nov.
Yeah.
My real name's Kojo, which would be Kwejo in Ghanaian, born on a Monday.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? But yeah, I got different tags, but yeah, man, rest in peace to my brother Herbs.
How did he pass?
Got shanked.
Yeah. And we see these sort of things still happening now, because I can tell you many stories of my friends who have passed, and you said it's something that you still kind of think about him every single day now, in terms of you're living your life, you're living your career and so on. That happening to you and that also happening to him, has it traumatized you in the way you live your life now, and in what ways for these young people watching now, for them to understand that things you have to go through?
Just like I'm a proper blessed guy, yeah, but man, it's super aggy sometimes. I mean, I've tried to like hone in and govern myself. Like, I don't trouble no one. I never trouble no one. That's not my thing. I think that's sneaky. But just like, it makes, you see when you got a bag of dead homies, it makes your tolerance go down for certain, like your tolerance gets less for certain things, you know what I'm saying? And especially where like, especially if you're not a troublemaker, do you know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, if I step in a room and all I'm doing is showing love and someone's getting it twisted, then in my head it's like, what are you getting it twisted for? Yeah. So, but obviously people are different. Sometimes it's not even about you as to why someone's going on, how they're going on with you. But yeah, for me, for what I'd say to the younger people would be, look, my mum told me from young, when you get of a certain age, some of your friends are going to drop out, some of them are going to go jail, some of them are going to go mental. Different things are going to happen that you got to pick what you want to be on from an early age. So no matter what's going on in your environment, I told a young G, look, just do your best to know yourself. And me getting stabbed at an early age, funnily enough, helped me to know myself, because it made me question a lot of things about who I want to be, how I want to move, what do I want to allow in my life, what don't I want to allow in my life, and you know, decision making at the end of the day. And thankful to God, I've had enough reason around me to be able to pursue something that has brought me to a realm where I do what I want every single day, fam. Literally, I wake up, I make my peas, I'm doing what I want. I'm not treading on no one's toes. But this is a result of good decision making. Yeah. You get me?
And decision making is very important. One little decision can change your whole life. A split decision can make you change your whole course of your whole life. And I mean, let's touch back on the music now. So you're spitting these bars, you've done these freestyles, you're getting a bit of a buzz on ends. How does that feel when people say, yo, have you heard my man's latest track and so on? How's that working?
I didn't know how bait I was, you know. Yeah. I didn't realise how bait I was. Or I didn't realise the stars that other people had in their eyes when they saw me. Do you get what I'm saying? Because for me, I've always been popular. Yeah. There's no one from my generation, and even older brothers in my ends, that can deny that. Do you get what I'm saying? I've always been popular from me going to bare primary schools to secondary school on the complete other side of the ends from where I live. Like, I went school in like near Bellingham, but I'm from Brockley, so that's a trip. Okay. Like, I got to pass through multiple ends to get to my school, or pass through other different schools to get to my school them times there. So when people are actually coming up to you now, do you feel like, okay, cool, I'm seeing this, I'm getting this attention now? Do you feel like a star on ends a little bit, kind of more so than people noticed before? And now it's more for the music. Nah, man, because you know it is. My name's been ringing bells locally for a long time, so I've got so used to it. It's just, if a man see, oh, Novelist, yes, my brother, well gone. Like, I just reason with people, man. You know what I mean? It's not. I don't really. It's more other people separating the levels. Yeah. Like, I understand who I am and what the influence that I have and you know, just how I carry myself. I know myself, but sometimes other people esteem you in a way that you wouldn't necessarily behave yourself. Do you get me? So a man might come up to you with their phone out and boom, boom, boom. But to me, let's reason. You get me? I was going to say, well, go on. You get me? Tell me how your day was and thing. Get me? So I kind of just like to keep it natural. Get me?
At the point that you're making music, your name's getting out there now, not just locally, but around to the point that where you're a grime MC. Why did you sort of continue? Because there's an era where grime was hot, right?
Yeah.
And then it kind of died out a little bit, and then it started making a bit of resurgence in sort of the 2013 to 2016. What was it about grime that you said, you know what, yeah, this is the lane I'm taking, and not just sort of the road rap that everyone was doing, because grime had become less popular at the time?
Because to me, at the end of the day, yeah, like, that's my energy, innit?
Yeah.
That's what my energy was like. Man was a proper active brother. And everyone from my ends know this about me. I do what I like.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? And grime is what I liked at the time.
Yeah.
Not to say I don't like it now. I'm saying them times there could be 20 man doing road rap around me. I like road rap. I listen to all of it. Do you know what I'm saying? But I like the grime thing, so this is what man's gonna do. And you know, I started to meet the people that were my influences at a young age, like around the age like 14, 15. Do you get what I'm saying? So I was already rubbing shoulders with people who I watch on the DVD. Do you get what I'm saying? So for me, it's like a no-brainer. And I started making dough off the music thing from an early age. Do you know what I'm saying? Like some of my peers, proper hardcore everyday trap stars. I never needed to do that. Although we was all dirt broke, proper brock pocket youths, I come into money from a very early age to where man didn't need to fake it, or you know, like certain man do the image thing, like they do this for the girls or whatnot. But anyone who knows me knows that I'm just myself, regardless. Like I'm on what I'm on. So I didn't need to do all of that. And it might have been a different story if I didn't have the opportunities that I come into by pursuing what it is that I like to do. Do you get what I'm saying? I just maintained everyday weight, bro. Certain times, I'll get on my pushback. I ain't got no money to put on my oyster or nothing. I'm talking like man's 15, 16, like brock pocket ute, bruv. You get me? Fling on my tracksuit, get on my pushback, ride all the way to flipping Brick Lane, just so I could spit half an hour on radio. But them things there was an investment on my name, and it was an investment on me. Although there wasn't a monetary exchange, I didn't even know at the time how much people would be locked in or listening. I just was trying to do my thing. So I just maintained it like that, and just what happens is you keep doing the same amount of work, but the results get bigger.
And I guess at the time, what people don't see is you're also networking. You're going out there, putting yourself on a platform, but you're networking with different people as well. So now that was, for you to have that sort of mindset at a young age, where a lot of young people are like, oh, I ain't gonna ride my bike all the way to Brick Lane from Lewisham. That's long, but you decided, fuck it, I'm gonna go and do that. So that shows. And with that, different opportunities come. Was it in 2013 or 14 you was nominated for a mobile? Best grime. I mean, how did that come about?
Off of a freestyle.
Yeah, just off that one freestyle.
Yeah, freestyle. Literally, I didn't have no tapes out at them times. Nothing like that. But just the activity and the energy that man was bringing from the ends, like to everywhere. Like, do you know what it is? Certain times I'll be going to other ends on my bike. And I'm like, why are you going over there? But the thing is, at the end of the day, I know why I'm going over there. Whatever's over there that I've got to deal with, I'll deal with it when I get there, you get what I'm saying? But I'm not going to let that stop me from pursuing the vision. Do you get what I'm saying? So I ended up meeting pure blessed brothers and just kind of bringing my energy to where they was at. Do you get me? And you know, now I look back in hindsight, I'm glad that I was doing that, because I met so much good people, and you leave a good impression on someone, they're going to remember you when the opportunity comes up.
So when you dropped the freestyle, did you think it was mobile worthy? Like, were you thinking, bro, are you on the freestyle? Why am I being nominated? And do you remember who else was nominated that year as well, and who won it?
I think Skepta won it. Stormzy was nominated. I was nominated. By them times I'd met Skepta, I put out a big tune with a brother called Mum Dance. Mum Dance is a producer who does the Grime thing, but he does like other electronic sounds. And he's a man that will like have like modulators and synths and you know what I'm saying, he's a deeper producer and engineer. And we was like, yeah, let's just make something a bit abstract from the typical kind of Grime that's out. And it made waves. But we did that off the love. We weren't trying to do no charts business or nothing. We was just trying to make some music, you get me? And that started getting bare airplay. And how me and Skep met was he must have just been tweeting my lyrics and thing. And I said to him, brother, come butt me at radio. Let's do the In the Flesh thing. You know what I mean? Because you're a hard MC, someone that I rate. You rate my thing, obviously, because you tweet him as let's do the radio thing. He come link me at radio, you get me?
That's mad.
Yeah,
you think about now, you're scared to come, man. And like, most people wouldn't even fathom that at this point. And you said that also just the fact that you was actually nominated alongside Stormzy and Skepta, and at that point, so
these times none of these guys was on the level they're on.
Yeah, and that's the point I was gonna go to next. So from that moment there, where you're nominated for mobiles with them, and obviously Skepta's won it, to where they've kind of gone, why do you think you've not kind of continued? Did you slow down a little bit yourself? What happened, or what do you think was missing?
Nothing. I just chose a different route.
Yeah.
You know, like, you see my thing, yeah? Guys ain't gonna stop hearing about Novelist for a long time. Because everything that I've done has been authentic to me. Yeah. Do you get what I'm saying? There's avenues that you can take to speed up the process of a certain level of what the public may deem success. But as for me, I don't calculate things like that. Like I said, I'm on a grassroots thing. So, you know, like relationships, making music that's real to me, making music that I don't want to stop banging out. You know, and this is no shade to anyone else. I'm just saying that I've chosen a route that's like, it's only gonna make sense when I'm in the position that people want to see me in. Do you get me? I don't mind taking a long route. I was a brother that would get on my push bike and ride all the way to East by myself in whatever weather it is. You get me? So I've just been really like kind of doing my thing brick by brick.
But I mean, by that, what do you mean? Like, was you still putting songs out there? Was you kind of just like, what do you mean by it? I know you also do production and stuff.
Yeah, it's my main thing.
Yeah, your main thing is production. So was that what you were doing in the background then?
Not really. Like, I've just always done what I'm doing. I've never watched no one. Yeah. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, I've never tried to do what the next man's doing. Just because like I said, the workload's still the same, but the results get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. I get mad opportunities and phone calls that maybe the public can't see. There's bare stuff that guys are celebrating that I've turned down. Do you get what I'm saying? So because I know myself and my position, I'm not really so much worried about perception, because I know that at the end of a phone call, bare things can happen if I decide. Do you feel me? But it's all about timing. Get me?
I was gonna say, you seem very well measured, and like you're not in a rush.
Nah.
To get things done or do things. Like, you know what? It's a process, and the point I was making, like, these guys have gone on to this huge kind of national acclaim. I guess Stormzy doing Glastonbury, so but you're like, you know what? It's cool.
Yeah, 100.
That's their process.
100.
I have my process.
100.
I mean, how do you have that discipline? Because there'll be some people who have a slight green and like, well, no, they're mad. How do you have that sort of self-assurance and just like being able to have that patience? I
believe God. You know what I'm saying? Whatever my destination is and destiny is, I'm getting there regardless of who I stand next to. Do you get what I'm saying? And I was taught from a young age, don't watch Next Man. Because if I was watching Next Man, I would be a road rapper. And you know, if I was to amplify and speak on certain situations in my music, I'd be within my rights to say a lot of things. Do you get what I'm saying? But I just know me. And I know what I like, and I know what kind of energy I want to bring to myself. I know how I want to be perceived. And I'm not so much bothered about what anyone thinks. Do you get me? So, you know, there can be times where when you're investing in yourself, you hit financial lows because, you know, that's just how, you know how it goes, man. But at the same time, it's not a watching the next man's not going to make your situation any better. Do you get what I'm saying? So I've always maintained that ethos. I've got good people around me that support me. You get me? My family's always been for this music thing that I do. So I'm not really worried about what another man's doing.
In terms of, you said your family, is it that they're proud and like, rah, you've come a long way from
Yeah, proper,
your uncle, especially like, as you kind of remember, like, rah, I remember when you was 8 years old, I told you come and sit down and watch the
But I used to be shy to spit bars in front of my uncle. I'll be lighting up playgrounds and all type of things, you get me? But I wouldn't even want to spit a bar in front of my uncle them times there. So yeah, blood, man's come a long way. And also, there's been, I can't count the amount of times I've been spoken out of potential madnesses, bro. Like I'm talking, man's on the brink. Do you get what I'm saying? Because growing up where I'm from is not a joke thing. So, you know, but I trust my people.
How were they able to talk you out? Because that's the difference, like I said, the split decision. Some of these young people, very hot-headed, something happens, it's get back gang, it has to be now. How was someone able to say, you know what, calm yourself? How did it, because I know how it is sometimes, things are heated, no one can tell me nothing. Then you have to kind of resonate. So what was it that they kind of said and what made you sort of like say, okay, I hear you.
Just knowing my worth, man. Knowing my worth and like maintaining the vision. Do you get what I'm saying? Because you can't let a little fish like zang you out of your position. And that's what a lot of little fishes want to do. They want to zang you out of, and like I said, I've been popping from a very young age. So there's been multiple occasions where man are looking at me with the side eye like, oh, why my man must think he's something or it's a jealousy thing, really, you get what I'm saying? But there's certain thresholds, you cross that line and whatever happens to you happens. But I wouldn't say that those are more rare occasions. If you step out of your house looking for trouble, you're gonna find trouble, you get what I'm saying? And I don't step out my yard looking for trouble. But if trouble's pursuing me, then there's only so much I can do, you know what I'm saying, blood? But I've just lived a life of doing my best to mind my business.
And I guess when you started making music, did you ever envisage what we see now?
Yeah.
These record deals, you saw it coming. Because a lot of people say, well, I just did it for a hobby. I didn't know it will be this way. Did you see it?
Yeah, I'm gonna be a billionaire, fam. Big up Billy the Kid. I was rating when Billy the Kid. Me and him was laughing about it the other day in the studio. Like, man, them need 100 M's to help certain guys, bruv. Like, it's not a joke thing. You get me? And I always people say, man, oh, Nov, you blown, rare. I don't even like that term. But man, Nov, you're this. But I know exactly where I want to be. You get what I'm saying? And I just keep my eyes on that. And also, like I said, I'm a child of faith. Like I'm a follower of Yeshua, Jesus Christ, bro. So I'm not really interested in too many things of this world, bro. I'm stick to my guns and just stay out my way, bro. You know what I mean?
So when you look at sort of drill music now, what are your kind of thoughts on that? Is that something that you thought, oh, I could dabble in that via production or even jumping on a drill track and that? Or is it just not your lane kind of thing?
I got a couple drill records.
Couple drill tunes out there,
yeah. I got a couple drill records, but for me, bruv, anything, you get me? Anything that I decide to jump on or get involved in, I'm gonna do it the right way. I don't like to do the pretending thing. Do you get what I'm saying? You gotta be yourself in whatever lane you step in. So, yeah, I like drill. I like a lot of drill, and I like a lot of the drill guys. Like a lot of the brothers who drill is their main thing that I've met. Mad respectful brothers, fam. So.
Does it remind you of grime?
Yeah, it's the same. To me, it's the same thing, innit? Yeah. But obviously, it's just got its own groove, and it's kind of got different influences. But generally, it's not that far apart. You know what I'm saying? It's the same content that I heard growing up.
But do you think there's this debate now if like it's losing its authenticity in terms of now people are putting samples and putting pop rhythms on top of drill tracks and they're charting and so on. Do you think it's any means necessary? I'm trying to get out the hood, so I'm gonna make money by doing this, or do you think it should be very authentic to the sound and people are losing that sound?
I mean, myself, yeah. The way I demonstrate whether I rate something or not is whether I do it or not. Do you get what I'm saying? I'll never tell the next man, don't do that, because if that's what's gonna bust them, then by all means, let a man do his thing. I don't really like to fling my opinion on next man's movements, but I will say this here, like, I'm from the curb, innit? You know what I'm saying? So, man, like, I like what is real to me and what I can. If I listen to something and I understand that in terms of energy, then I can rock with that. But if it's just like a bit of this, a bit of that, and it's a mesh and it's foreign to me, I'm not really interested.
And who you kind of listening to now? Who the artists are out there that you think, yeah, I fuck with this guy, or fuck with this girl?
What, from the UK?
UK, yeah.
There's a whole heap of people, man. You know, I don't want to miss no one out still. I just got to big up my set, man. You know the ones there, like, yeah, big up all the Navy, man. Big up all my brothers, you get me, fam.
So what's kind of next for you then? Like, what's 2022? What we seeing? Are you gonna, like I said, normally you keep yourself quite low key, but you think we're gonna hear more from you now?
Definitely, blood.
And why is that now then?
Just because I feel like for the first time in my life, I've decided to structure most things that I do. I do like to leave an element of, you know,
intrigue.
Yeah, and when you decide to do something on the spot. But generally speaking, yeah, man, I've got a lot of structure to everything that I'm doing. Whether it's my clothing brand,
okay,
this is my the thing. My clothing brand with the 52 weeks of fire. You get me? You got all different types of garms. I'm gonna be traveling a lot. Gonna be touring. Got a whole release schedule that I'm putting up and shooting music videos.
All for this year.
Yeah, all for this year. Next year, my plans are year ahead, years ahead. So it's time to step up and let man know what time it is, because it's big Nov season. You get me?
And what can we expect? Grime, hip hop?
If I'm honest with you, yeah, like I make grime when I feel like making grime, but I ain't really made grime like that for about 5 years. Do you get what I'm saying? All the projects that I've dropped the last however long have been just, you know, I'll send you certain tunes, innit? You gotta understand, my wave is different. Like I just like being my own self. Like I use, this is the example that I use, yeah. You know, like them French painters, the man with a beret and with the leg crossed and sitting up, and they got like a color palette with bare different colors, and they got their little canvas. They might be painting the colorful scenery in front of them, yeah. I say it like this: say I'm that guy with the beret on. I've only been using certain colors so far, but man's got a whole palette, bro, and a whole artillery of an archive of music that, and I take each color as something that influenced me in my life. So you'll hear some G-funk, you'll hear some actual funk, you'll hear some soul. It's where you might even get me on a Rare Groove record. Like, you know what I'm saying? We've got some house in there. Like just a whole heap of different styles and genres, man. But my thing, I'm a music man. You get me? That's what I want to be known as. That's why I'm discreet. I keep my life kind of separate. I'm a music man. I want to be known for music.
That's what you want to be known for.
Yeah, just I want man to think about me like, yeah, my man's hard. That tune's hard, or that tune's banging, or I rate what he did on that record, or boom. That's my thing. You get me?
The controversy missed me out, basically.
Miss me, blood, because I'm not excited. I personally think a lot of that stuff leads to a lot of dangerous scenarios happening. You know, like that was kind of my only discrepancy with like, you know, like niggas dissing each other and songs and all of that. It's like, it's one thing for there to be a violation, but then when the violation is like broadcasted and you know, multiplied and just like, I'm not on none of that. I don't really rate that stuff.
I hear that, man. Any last words for the people out there, man?
Praise Jesus.
Amen.
Respect, man. Save cuz.